Okay, um, I believe we are now live. I think anyway. Um, Let's do that and save. Here we go. Right. Good evening, people. If there is anyone indeed there, I thought I'd pop on for a bit of an impromptu live stream. It's been a while since I've last done like a proper video, but I thought at least I'd carry on doing a few of these little live streams. So I thought I'd share with you guys a few of the items that I've picked up recently, and just have a little chat with you guys. Shop is closed at the moment, so there will be no interruptions. It's 5:25 in the evening on the 20th of March, just as a timestamp, and I'm going to share with you guys some of the bits and pieces I've picked up. And as the title says, I will be selling my WIlly on eBay, so hopefully that will work out well for me. Already I can see Bad Biscuit, Lex in the chat, and Secret Carper. Thank you for popping in, guys. Really do appreciate it. Hope you can hear me and see me just fine. I think you can, so that is really, really good. Right, so I've not been out car booting. Car boots were rained off for me this past weekend, and in general as well, I've not really gotten into it as much so far, in the past few months anyway. Like, I think during the winter time, my kind of car booting does stop, and I tend to start car booting like now, really. So I'm hoping from this weekend onwards, my local car boots have started, and which is fantastic. So I will be going back out to those, and I'll be selling and buying at them, like I've mentioned. And this is when the season starts, but there is a lot of bad weather that happens, especially up here in the northwest. I've noticed a lot of our weekends get rained out, and it's almost as if the weather knows when the car boot is on, because we can get really lovely days during the week, and then bam, at the weekend it will just go to pot, and it'll affect the car boot, which I'm sure it happens to everybody, but it always feels like it happens to you specifically when it doesn't, does it? Lex says, we can see and hear you almost too well. Well, I hope it's not too much. I hope it's just the right amount. By the way, Lex, I rewatched Prometheus last night. I'm trying to like it more. I want to like it because my favorite movie, I think, is probably Alien, and I really want to like Prometheus. And I watched it yesterday, and I wasn't sick in my mouth or anything. So I think that's a good bit of progress. I'm gonna keep watching it now and then, to until I can say, yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, it's okay. It's okay, but there's so many flaws. But there's also so much beauty, and it's really well made film. Right, let's see. Damien DB Resale says hi. Night's Life Richard says hi as well. Thank you for popping in, guys. It's my cat Shizuma's favourite film. Well, Prometheus. That's fantastic. What do you think of it? Let me know what you think of Prometheus. It's one of those movies. I wish it was better. Anyway, let's get on to some haulage. Now, I've got to say, how many of you guys out there get this frustrating thing when you buy something, and you kind of have to then decide whether to spend more money to make it work? And it might not be a question of, oh, should I or shouldn't I buy what's needed to make something work. It may be a no-brainer, but because you need to buy something else to make it work, it just gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And I've got some items here which are very much like that. I picked these up because it was a no-brainer, and yeah, it's not your regular Alien film, more a philosophical one, but still enjoy. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think I mean, I loved the original Alien. I'm not a huge fan of Aliens or Alien 3. I thought they were good action films, Aliens and Alien 3, but the original Alien was something amazing. And yeah, I wanted it to be on like the level of Alien. Like, for me, Alien is higher than Aliens, and definitely Alien 3. Not as good as Cocaine Bear, obviously. Well, obviously. I mean, obviously. All right, let's get back to this because I'm getting sidetracked with the chat about the movies and stuff. But that always happens to me anyway. Right. So I bought lenses, and they're Canon lenses as well. I've got a Canon camera. I'm actually filming or streaming myself using a Canon camera right now, and I could buy an adapter for my Canon camera, which would allow me to test these lenses. And now, if the adapters are super cheap. You can get like cheaper brand ones for like 20 quid, or you can buy a proper Canon one for about 50 odd quid, 60 odd quid used, which would still be quite a good could be still quite a good purchase, because it would allow me to use more lenses on my camera. And I bought these lenses thinking, oh, I'm going to do that, but I've had these lenses now for over a week, I think, at least over a week, and I just haven't done anything with them, even though I know I'm going to, because the value is there. So the first up is a very bog standard kit lens. This is a Canon EFS lens, which is the lens mount that Canon introduced for their crop censored cameras. So this is an EFS 18 to 55. This lens would probably fetch about £40, I think, about £40, assuming it's working, because obviously you have to check, make sure there's no fungus in it. You've got to make sure that the autofocus is working, make sure the zoom is like kind of like the focus ring is smooth. There's, you know, make sure it's all nice, and you know, I mean, it feels like it should be okay. It feels like this should work okay, but it's, you know, I'm not going to be able to sell it as tested unless I test it. But because I've not gotten around to buying the lens mount adapter, there's just sat here, and there's a lot of value, but that should be about a £40 lens. So if you see those out and about, Canon branded, it's the kit lens, 15 to 45mm EFS. You can see it. All the information, by the way, guys, if you're ever looking at what a lens is, it's always there. It's always rare, pretty much there, whatever lens it is. Next up, we have got a Tamron lens, and this is a 70 to 300 1.4 to f4 to 5.6 LD lens. This lens, again, I can't test yet. Again, I believe this is a EF lens by the looks of it. I think it's an EF lens, that one. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think it is an EF lens, but this, no, it's got to be an EF. It feels a bit light. It feels a bit light to be an EFS lens. To be an EF lens. EF lenses tend to be heavier, but I'll have to figure out. But yeah, this lens here, it's just, you know, it's really, it should be about maybe a £70 lens, something like that. But again, I can't test it until I buy the adapter, so I've got to go out and buy this adapter. But yeah, definitely Tamron's a good brand to look out for. They're a third-party brand. Third-party brands are never going to be quite as valuable as first-party brands, so obviously a Canon branded lens is going to be always like more expensive than, for example, Tamron or Sigma. And then finally, I got this one here. Now this is a lovely little lens. This could be, this is going to be into the triple figures lens. It's a 135 to 400mm 4.5 to 5 point something lens. I can't read it because it's all kind of a bit messed up, like the kind of the it's a bit, it's an APO lens, but I can't read the other bit fully. But this lens here, metal mount. Again, I think this looks like an EF lens to me. I think this is an EF lens, but this could be like a triple figure lens comfortably. But again, I'm not going to be able to put this on my camera without the adapter, and I just haven't. It's frustrating. I've not gone and bought the adapter, and this can happen, you know, quite regularly. So this stuff's just been sat here, but needs to be tested and listed because it's worth some decent money. I'm like, for God's sake, just do it, just do it. And then from lenses, I'll show you another item that is frustrating because I picked it up, and I think I'll do okay on it if it works. I got this for a great price. This is a Dell laptop. I don't normally buy laptops, but it came with some stuff. It was like thrown in, so in itself it didn't actually cost me. I think it's in really good condition. I think it's got an i5 processor in it, but again, I need to spend a whopping £12 and buy the power supply for it. And if it works, you're again looking at close to £100 probably in the value. But I keep on being like, do I want to buy the power adapter? I mean, what would you guys do if you bought this? Say you got this in a job lot at an auction, for example, and the lot has already got you in profit with the item that you bought it for, and you found this at the bottom, say it owes you nothing. Would you then take the punt of the £12 power supply to see whether you can get the £100. I think it's a pretty, yes, obviously no brainer type thing. Yes, of course you would. You'd spend the 12 quid if you could make it worth 100. But obviously if you do and then it's just dead, it doesn't even power on, then what, then you kind of just have to cut your losses, I guess, and car boot it or something. But it'd be interesting to know what you guys would do in that scenario. But that's another item that's sat there doing nothing. Moving on though, I'd sell it as spares because I can't be asked. See, that's the thing, Lex. That's the thing. I'm almost tempted. I think I'm not going to do that with the lenses because I could use the adapter in my camera and stuff day to day anyway. So I could use it. So yeah, that's just something I kind of feel like is a thing. Yeah. But like with the laptop, I could feel like, yes, sell it as spares. And Secret Carpet says, but what happens if it's locked? So not sure on the Dell. That's not really an issue. Locks don't tend to be too much of an issue. You can always install Windows, a clean install of Windows over the hard drive. That's what I tend to do in most cases. If something boots up, so I know it's working and it's locked, I'll just install Windows over the hard drive anyway. So that doesn't tend to concern me. And plus nowadays installing Windows is so fast, especially if you can boot from a USB drive or something. So that's what I tend to do. So if it is locked, it still tells you that it's working. It's just a software thing, and you can obviously whip out the hard drive, stick in a new hard drive if you wanted to. But that doesn't tend to put people off. So that's the thing with that. The lenses I'm definitely going to do. The camera, maybe not. Sorry, the lenses I'm definitely going to buy the adapter for. The laptop, I'm going to buy the bits to test them. But moving on to some items that I can, and in some cases I have already tested. These are worth looking out for. Mincers. This is a Moulinex made in France mincer. They call it a food processor, but it is just it's designed to mince things. As you can see, it's got a little picture there of it mincing stuff, so you can create your own mince basically. And I think you can get attachments to create your own sausages and stuff like that. I've tested it, powered it on with some accessories. I don't think it's got all the accessories that would have originally come with it, but as it is, I should still be able to get about 30 quid plus shipping for this. So that's a nice little item, a little mincer there. So that's all done. Hey to Stephen Jackson, thank you for popping in, Steve. Big Steve, thanks for saying hi. And then another item. Look at that. This is a soup maker, a little bit out of season. This owes me a £5. Probably get about 30 plus shipping for it. We're obviously kind of leaving soup season. However, it does say you can also use it to make smoothies. So if I put smoothies in the title as well, then maybe it will kind of be good. But yeah, Morphy Richards soup makers. There's a different version of this, which it looks different. It's not like the orange topper. I can't remember what the function is, but it has a function which makes it a fair bit more valuable than this generic one. But this should be about a £30-ish kind of sale as well, plus shipping. It has been used. It does look like it's new, but I'm pretty sure it has been used because it's not packaged. It's not pristinely packaged. Stephen says, got you a little something, Z. I'll send it to you. That's very sweet of you. That's very kind of you. It doesn't look like it's been used much, I'll be honest. It looks pretty immaculate, but I'm pretty sure it has been used. But yeah, that is pretty awesome. So that should be like a nice little £30 type sale for me, hopefully. I'll get that listed this evening. So we've gone through the lens, the mincer, the laptop, the soup maker, and now onto the title of this. The thing that I'm most excited about is obviously the WIlly. Not often that you see these. Actually, before I show you the WIlly, I'm going to show you some other cool bits. I forgot about these. got a bundle of Wiimotes. These have both got the Wii Motion Plus inside, so those are probably close to 15 to 20 pounds. I do have nunchucks as well, and then I do have a Wiimote. I hope I've got the back in there somewhere. I think I probably do. That's just like a regular Wiimote with no Motion Plus inside, so that's me. But these have got the Motion Plus, which makes them more valuable. But also, I've got this cool little item, which is a Lego version of the what's it called, of the Wiimote. I need to make sure it's official and everything. It certainly looks it. But what is it? But the back says Power A, like the battery compartment says Power A. So I'm not sure whether that's like a legit thing or not. I don't know. Let me know if Power A. I think I've heard of Power A as a brand. I know they do like accessories and things. So I'm not sure if that makes it official or unofficial. Normally I'd expect it just to say Nintendo. So I'll have to do some research on this. But that is a pretty cool looking Lego backed thing. And then I can take that off. I think it is Power A. This is manufactured by Power A, so I'm guessing it. Yeah, and look at that, it's so cool. It's got a little Lego back there. Yeah, it's manufactured by Power A, so I don't know if it's an official. I don't know if Nintendo ever did the official thing or not, but I'm guessing Power A got the Lego license. But if that is a legit thing, from what I've seen, very cursory look online, maybe about 15 to 20 on that, maybe as well. And then so with those as well, that's quite good, 15 to 20 hopefully on those as well. So that is proper cool. Evening, Bold Finds James, thanks for popping in. Damien says finished editing and now I can chill. Good stuff. When's your video out, Damien? I've not edited a video or recorded a video in such a while. I think I don't know, I'm just not motivated to make videos at the moment, so I'm just not doing it, you know? Like, I need to be motivated to do it, I think. And I don't know, I've got to find some, hopefully I'll find some, it's out in 47 minutes, Damien. Damien's DB Resale video will be out in 47 minutes, cool. Yeah, I don't know, I've just not been motivated to record anything. Anytime I've attempted it, I've just thought after a few seconds, you know, why am I recording this? But live streams I don't mind so much. But yeah, anyway, so those are cool, those little controller thingies. Those will be easy to list as well. I also did get this, and I was like excited to see this, but then I realised this was just a third-party job. This is not a Nintendo controller, so that's like worthless, really. But anyway, now for the title, Selling My WIlly on eBay. I'm pretty excited about this, guys. Here is the Tamiya WIlly 2 RC car, obviously, and I might sell it on eBay. I might keep it. I don't know yet. A little bit of information about these. Ooh, okay. A little bit of information about these. If you're ever out and about looking at Tamiya kits and things, and obviously a lot of people, there is an old saying which says little learning is dangerous. Like a little learning is, something along those lines. A little. Gosh, you really fooled us with that Willy talk, says Lex. You thought something else, didn't you, Lex? Obviously, yeah. It was going to be my WIlly. This is my WIlly. But there's a saying, I think, called like a little learning is dangerous or something. And sometimes people try to sell these old Tamiyas and think they're worth a lot more money than they actually are. Now, this particular Tamiya is a re-release, so it's not got, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, says Pleasant Valley. Hey Pleasant Valley, how are you? Yes, that's it. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and it really can be, because sometimes you will, if you're out and about, say you're at a car boot and you spot someone with radio control car like this, you know it's got value, they know it's got value, but obviously you don't want to overpay on something, and it's really important to recognize when you might be paying too much money. Now, I paid like basically 45 quid for this, which is about the most I would want to pay for something like this, bearing in mind it's probably going to sell online for around the 100-ish mark in its current state, because there's a few bits like, it's missing the tailgate there. I do have the bit, but it's broken. It's not the super hopped up version. It hasn't got the sports motor. It's got the regular motor. These are all things to kind of look out for. Obviously, it's got some damage to the front of the body there as well. So these are the things you got to look out for. But also, you if you go online and you search for WIlly sold listings, WIlly 2, and you go sold by highest amount, you're going to see some which are like a couple £100, £300, etc. And there's a reason for that. Those are going to be the original release. So Tamiya have a habit of re-releasing kits, which is a good thing because it means people can relive and rebuild kits that they may have built as children or etc. And this kit originally came out in the mid-80s. I don't know the exact year. I don't know if it was like 1984 or something. I can't remember, but it came out in the 80s. This re-release is from 1999. So it's not got anywhere like the value of an original. So if someone is at a car boot and they're saying, "Oh, I want 150 quid for this," because I think brand new they're like, I've seen them sell for like 400 or 300 or whatever. It's got to be the right one, and there's a few ways you can tell that, because obviously they might not have the box. The tyres that they came with is a big giveaway. This tread of tyre is on all the modern ones, because you can still buy this kit now. You can even buy this WIlly 2 kit now, and that tread is a giveaway. The original 1980s one had a completely different tread going around the tyres. And I'm sure there's lots of other giveaways as well. Sometimes the sponsor decals can give things away, because over time, what Tamiya shipped as their like sponsors will change. So back in the day, they were able to ship out obviously like tobacco sponsors and things like that. And over time, those got changed. And things like that you pick up, and you can kind of just figure stuff out. But you've got to bear everything in mind. I mean, and damage to like the body can be a big part of it, because the body alone holds a fair amount of value. So when the body's damaged like this, that's going to affect the value as well. Stuff like that. So definitely worth, having that information and really cluing yourself up if you're looking to buy radio control models and things, or if you see them and someone's asking some serious money. It's good to know that there's in Tamiya world, people call them re-res, which sounds a bit cringy to me. Re-releases, re-released items. So Tamiya do that. There's lots of re-releases. It happens a lot in trading cards as well. So people that are into their Yu-Gi-Oh and their Pokemon are all too aware that when you buy certain trading cards, they're the first run, they're the first edition. So for example, the most valuable Pokemon cards, everyone thinks all Pokemon cards are valuable. They're not. The ones that are really valuable are the first edition ones, and then there's like Shadowless. The Shadowless version is tends to be like the more valuable one, and then after that, when they started doing the regular print runs, there's a lot more of them. So first edition, it's like a first edition. So in the Tamiya, it's the same thing. The first release of the card, the first edition, is going to hold the most value, and then Tamiya over the years will re-release kits at different times. And obviously the re-releases don't hold the same desire like for collectors. The collectors want the original, like the OG, the OG parts, the OG everything, I mean, and the thing is, it's just worth knowing. So I've got the car, I've got the box, I've got the transmitter as well. I'm going to sell the transmitter and receiver separately though. But yeah, just something cool I just wanted to share with you, because it's been a while since I've had an RC car, so I was like, I think that's what kind of got me to be like, I'll put this little live stream out. Got a little RC car, and that always cheers me up. Right, let's see what people are saying. Not too bad, Z. Hope you and the family are well, says Pleasant Valley. We are good, thank you. Becca's actually just been making some coleslaw. So when I go home, we're gonna have some like fries, some fried chicken, some coleslaw. That's gonna be good. Um, Lindsay and Alvin, thank you for popping in as well. I've got a copy of a Greatest Showman if you want it. Slight damage. RC Retro Z. It'll be grass and chicken cottage next. No, no, no. You know what? Like I don't get I don't come across RC stuff that much now, and I sold all of my RC stock as well. It's all gone. But yeah, it kind of motivated me to talk about it. Yes, Glock fan. There was a time a couple of years ago where I had an eBay store. Beck and I, well, Beck had done a lot of the listing, to be fair, but well, no, we both done a lot. I think we had in excess of 2,000 just radio control car parts. We'd niched down. Bold Finds James in the chat will know this all too well. Like this whole thing, there's a lot of talk about niching. Daily Refinement talks about it, etc. People talk about niching, and I've got to say that the time that we had the most consistent success on eBay was when we were heavily niched. So we had over like 2,000 radio control car parts, and that's all we had. And that's it. It was just RC, nothing more. And you know what? It was really freaking good. It was really good. I think all that happened with that, unfortunately, was that we sold and sold and sold. We sold so much stuff. It was so good. It was so nice to wake up every day to lots of orders, multi-quantity listings. But over time, obviously, you sell your more in demand lines. And I think the problem with that was, unfortunately for us, was we got that that was a really good deal. God, that was a really good one-off deal. But we didn't have, we were still working from home. We didn't have any kind of proper contacts from it. It was a one and done deal. We bought like a van and carload worth of parts. It was a one and done deal. It was a closing down model zone or something. It was the last of their stock. It was being handled by the administrators. The administrators were selling it. We got it as a one and done deal, and that was it. So there was nothing more after that. And unfortunately, when it comes to radio control model cars and things like that, the best wholesalers in that space, like the ones that have the stuff that people actually want, they don't deal with you unless you've got a physical shop. They want physical stores basically. And physical stores, at the time, it wasn't something we were doing. It was just one of those things basically. So yeah, we obviously started selling out of all the best lines, and eventually sales started to slow down, and it just got to the point where we ended up getting out of it in the end. Sometimes I think back and I think, wow, I do miss that. I do like regret not having that niche, that whole kind of that steady sales thing, because we had the thing about niching, the best thing about it, I suppose, is the fact that you get regular customers, you get repeat customers. Repeat customers are just, that's the kind of gold mine, isn't it? And we'd get customers also, not just repeat customers, we'd get customers placing orders for more than one item, and that was the best thing. And that was it. So that kind of fizzled out, and then since then we've been really just like the wacky waving inflatable tube man. Just that's how it feels like. I'm just trying to figure something else out. Since then, that's how it feels. Yes, it's been a while since you discussed RC. Yeah. Do you and Beck ever do the chin wags? We haven't done one in a long time, Pleasant Valley. We hopefully at some point will. But yeah, we just haven't been in the right headspace for it. The shop comes with its own headaches. The everything comes with its own headaches. Beck is working as well. That comes with its own headaches. We're trying to sort a lot of different things out. So eventually, I'm sure we will, but we kind of need to just get our heads together. But hopefully we will, because we enjoyed doing them. Also, Tracy has popped in as well. Thank you for popping in, and David M as well. Thank you for popping in, David. And Tommy has just popped in with an unnecessary $5 super chat saying, "Hello, you sexy mofo." Thank you so much, Tommy. I really do appreciate it. um, Tommy's uh, legend, dude, legend. I don't have anything set up here, so there's no like. This is my work computer at the shop, so I don't have any of my stuff set up, so I feel bad. I'll get it all set up, you know, all the kind of the robot voices and stuff. Eventually I'll get it all set up. But yeah, thank you for the super chat, Tommy. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, I really do want to like get that kind of some kind of a niche back would be great. But as you can see at the moment, there's no sign of a niche. I mean, I've shown you a soup maker, I've shown you my wild Willy, and I've shown you lenses, camera lenses, and a mincer. So there's no niche there, is there really? So I would love to get into a niche again. I really would. I think when I think about it, the RC parts were like so good. Just do a pig squeal or something. Maybe a dolphin sound if you can't manage the other. Um, I could do like I can't even do a dolphin sounds difficult, Trace. You can't. You could do like I don't know, like I don't know, a pig squeal. That's quite good. Actually, talking of pig squeals, right? Off topic, but I was temporarily put off eating like pork products because I read a news story that there was these pigs in like a farm and they got really they weren't treated well, and then they cannibalized another pig, and I was like, oh, that's really brutal. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being kept like that, and then they cannibalized. And it really put me off the thought of eating any kind of pig based stuff. But then I saw pepperoni, and I was like, I think pepperoni. I'm not sure if I'm ready for giving up pepperoni yet. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you knew that had happened, now I've just told you guys in the chat that enjoy a bit of bacon or something. Let me know. How do you feel about that? Like, they were kept in such bad conditions. They ganged up and ate. I'm imagining it as some kind of really bad thing. Like I'm imagining it like in one of those movies, and they picked on some poor pig and they ate him. You know, the pigs ate the other bit. I mean, like, but then it's so tough to be like, oh, you could just say, oh, those were outliers. Maybe they were just bad pigs. Regular pigs wouldn't do that. If they're treated well. Is it worth giving up pepperoni for? That's a big ass bacon. What more can you say? Says Tracy. See, Tracy's not phased. You're not phased. Yeah, okay. Well, I just wanted to kind of ask you guys. Really, it's just something that was been playing on my mind. Um, Pigs are swine. They are, aren't they, Lex? They are, literally. They are. Watch the documentary Food Inc. You'll question everything you eat. I don't know if I can handle that, Tracy. I'm already guilty enough as it is. I'm always feeling guilty eating food anyway. Man, Food Inc. I've heard of that documentary. I've heard of it, but I'm not sure I'm ready for it yet. I'm not sure. I think I need to be mentally more stable before I watch it. I'm a bit delicate at the moment, and I feel like if I watch something like that, no, I'm not ready for that yet. Oh gosh. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. That's what's going on. So I've shown you stuff. There are a few other bits, like I picked up some hi-fis and things which are kind of annoying because the tape doesn't quite work properly, which always happens. That's always frustrating, and that's another reason that always makes me think, oh god, what am I doing? And stop picking up those types of things. But I do have ways of getting rid of those, so that's not an issue. But yeah, I think other than that, that's it. How long have we been chatting for? I don't know. Say, is there a timer somewhere? There is. 33 minutes. 33 minutes. I think that is adequate amount of live streaming. Thank you for everybody that popped in and listened to me ramble and watched my pickups and stuff. So do appreciate it. Damien's video will be out in a few minutes, so check that out. DB Resale's in the chat. Thanks to everyone that's popped in: Lindsay, Alvin, Tommy, Tracy, David M, Secret Carper, Glock 30, Pleasant Valley, obviously Lex as well. Thank you everyone for popping in, guys. Really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys